Let's talk about what is being described as your first major legislative achievement since becoming a United States Senator, lifting the veil, if you will, on some of the federal spending, almost all of the federal spending, the pork barrel spending, as it's called. You and Republican Senator Tom Coburn managed to get legislation through. It's still got to work its way through the process with the House. But there were two U.S. senators who tried to block this in secret. Eventually, they failed, Ted Stevens and Robert Byrd. When you see them, what do you say to these guys who wanted to put a hold, as it's called, on this legislation?
Well, look, I admire Robert Byrd tremendously. I admire Ted Stevens. Some of this, I think, is generational. You get some of the old lions here in the legislature. They're accustomed to doing things certain ways. And I think what Tom Coburn and myself has simply been trying to do is to say that most federal spending is well spent. There is some waste, abuse, and fraud. The more transparency we have in the system, the more accountability we have in the system. The more accountability we have to the American people, to the taxpayers, the more likely that our money is going to be well spent. And this bill, which actually passed the House yesterday, and so we expect a bill signing sometime next week, does something very simple. It says we're going to create a searchable database that anybody can access to track where your federal money's going. You don't have to hire a lobbyist or a federal contracting expert to find out is your money being well spent. And I think the testimony to the fact that it was a pretty common sense idea is it's rare where you see the kind of coalition we put together across the political spectrum.
It's been described almost as a Google search database that anyone can go, and if you or any other member of Congress or the Senate, if you're pushing through pork barrel legislation, the citizens out there, all of us, will be able to see it and weigh it and adjust to our thinking if in fact it was justified or not.
That's exactly right. The basic idea is if you think that this is a wise way to spend taxpayer money, then you should be willing to stand up and defend it. And everybody should know about it. And that kind of openness, I think, has been the hallmark of American democracy since its inception.
Senator Barack Obama, thanks very much for coming in.
It was great to talk to you, Wolf.
And coming